flag which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just realized I didn't have Kevin. Valerie, please read the statement of public notice.
The Little Falls Township Planning Board meeting of Thursday, October 9, 2025 is called to order. Please take notice that adequate notice of this meeting was provided in accordance with NJSA 10:4-8 and NJSA 10:4-10 as follows. A notice of the meeting was promptly posted on the bulletin board at the municipal building located at 225 Main Street, Little Falls, New Jersey, on January 9, 2025. Copy of the notice was sent via email to the North Jersey Herald and News, and a copy of the notice was filed in the office of the township clerk on said date. Please note that this meeting is being taped, therefore we ask that you speak loud and clear into the microphones. Mr. Barry? Mr. Karaj?
Here.
Mr. Luke Damiano? Ms. Cataldo? Here. Mr. Seaver? Mr. Pocious?
Here.
Mayor Damiano?
Here.
Councilman Scoba?
Here.
Dr. Abdi? Mr. Awade? Mr. Dolan? Mr. Rima?
Here.
Mr. Brigliadoro?
Here.
Mr. Koblars?
Here.
Mr. Kilpatrick?
Here. Thank you. Before we begin, we have an award presentation. Mayor, if you will.
Thank you,
Sure.
Chairman. Last meeting, we were able to present a couple of the certificates for the successful completion of basic course in land use law and planning. And we had one member who was unable to join us last month. So we are here this month to present Dorothy Cataldo with her certificate for the successful completion of her basic course in land use law and planning. So join me in the front or right here. Here's perfect.
Council President Scoba, any comments from the council?
Chairman, good evening. No residents came before us at the last council meeting with any of the current applications concerning this planning board. A resident did come before the council concerning our chicken ordinance that we're trying to pass. Hopefully we'll pass that in the next meeting. Thank
Was
you.
it chicken or rooster?
Chicken and rooster.
Thank you.
All check.
Right. I was gonna,
May I have a may I have a motion for the approval of the minutes of the meeting of September 4th, 2025?
Excuse me, Mr. Kilpatrick, should we do roll call?
Oh, I thought we did.
Okay, sorry, yes, minutes, sorry.
Okay.
I'm on the wrong ones.
No problem. May I have a motion for the approval of the minutes of the meeting of September 4th, 2025?
Make a motion?
May I have a second?
Second.
All, please poll the board.
Mr. Karaj?
Yes.
Mr. Pocious?
Yes.
Mayor Damiano?
Yes.
Councilman Scoba?
yes,
Mr. Arema?
Yes.
Mr. Kilpatrick?
Chairman votes yes, the minutes are approved. May I have a motion to memorialize resolution? Present Real Estate LLC, 75 Harrison Street.
so moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Please poll the board.
Mr. Barry? I'm sorry. Mr. Karaj?
Yes.
Mr. Pocious?
Yes.
Mayor Damiano?
Yes.
Councilman Scoba?
Yes,
Mr. Kilpatrick?
Chair votes yes, the resolution is memorialized. May I have a resolution? May I have a motion to approve memorializing the resolution for Ridgewood Homes LLC?
Make a motion.
Second.
Please poll the board.
Mr. Karaj?
Yes.
Mr. Pocious?
Yes.
Mayor Damiano?
Yes.
Councilman Scoba?
yes,
Mr. Kilpatrick?
Chair votes yes, the resolution is memorialized. Applications, our only application tonight, 188 MPT Realty LLC, 188 North Compton Turnpike.
Chairman,
Oh.
myself and the mayor can't hear this application, so we're going to be leaving. Correct?
Very good. Thank you for attending.
Thank you.
Council President, Mayor. Mr. Chairman, members of the public, John Vettery Jr., entering my appearance on behalf of 188 North Compton Realty LLC and its principal, Marek Sladoshka, and his son Christian is here as well this evening. So just a little overview. We have properly noticed and sent the notice information to Mr. Di Maria and to Mr. Brigliadoro. All good?
Chairman, I did review the notice that was provided to me by Mr. Battery. And the notice is in conformance with the requirements of the municipal land use law, so the board has jurisdiction to proceed with the application tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Brigliadoro. So just a little brief summary about the property.
Before
So-
we begin, can we just point out, we only have 5 members of the Board of Adjustments?
Just for the record, Mr. Vettery, as you know, your application requires D1 use variance relief. So in order to secure an approval, you would need to obtain the affirmative vote of 5 board members. You only have 5 board members here tonight. So if you receive less than 5 affirmative votes, it would be a statutory denial.
Understood.
We want to
and
proceed with.
We
your
would like to
application
proceed.
tonight.
Yes, we will.
And Mr. Chairman, I think it's only fair at the conclusion of your case, we can revisit the issue. And you can make a determination
Agreed.
at that point.
Yes,
Whether or not to proceed to a vote.
Thank you.
thank you, thank you. So a little overview of the property. So we always go back and look at this property. The property was, home was built turn of the century, probably, and now I know why Strickland Avenue is called Strickland Avenue. Through some help by Mary Ann Basic, who's on our Historic Society board, it was the Strickland's home. So hence Strickland Avenue. They had much of that property. So it was built as a single family home. And when Joe Trapanese, the former attorney for the township, bought the property, it was converted into an office. That was probably sometime in the 1980s. Prior to Mr. Trapanese selling the property, he came before this board and sought approval to convert the property into a mixed-use building. So they would keep an office. I think there was a home healthcare company which there, Home Care LLC, and they got approval to have an office on the first floor and an apartment on the second. So the folks who owned Home Care sold the property to the applicant here this evening, and the applicant looked at some options with the property. The property is in good structural condition. It's just very, very dated. As this board knows, there's quite a bit of new development in that corridor that involves a lot of retail. When this property was looked at by the applicant, he made a determination that, perhaps there's a little too much retail in this corridor. There's quite a bit going on, starting at 178 that is now open and functioning with the new coffee house and a salon and spa. And there's 194, there's 198, there's 208. These are all either under construction, and they all have retail on the ground floor, in addition to what was approved by this board in the other direction, in the northern direction at 8284 and also 3038, the subway location. Both of those are not constructed yet, but they were approved by this board. So in looking at that, looking at what else is in the area, there is to the immediate left of this property, the immediate north of this property is the old Riley House, which is at, I think 182 and 184. And that is a 2-family home, which is what is being proposed this evening. The site can certainly accommodate that. As you'll see, this site would be over parked based upon what you would need for 2 units. Would be large enough to fit probably a 3 or 4 unit. But in looking at what was done and the motivation, frankly, of Mr. Sladoshka was to try to improve the corridor. It's had a very unattractive sign. It's not a very attractive property, proposing substantial architectural improvements to this property, and the architect's going to speak to that tonight. Not significant site differences that are going to have from the prior use to this use, but completely redone, new curbing, new driveways, new sidewalk. And it's essentially will be rebuilt from the ground up, essentially keeping the footprint. There's a very tiny bump out, maybe less than a foot on either side, just so that everything is straightened out. So we have one witness tonight, and that is Chris Blake, the architect. And unless there are questions, I'd like to call up Mr. Blake and have him get sworn in.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm the testimony that you're about to give before this board is going to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please tell us your name and spell your last name for the record.
Chris Blake, Blake.
If you would give the board the benefit for educational and professional experience.
Sure. I'm Chris Blake, architect at 150 Ingle Street in Englewood, New Jersey. I graduated Kent State University in 1984 with a Bachelor of Architecture. I was first got a license in New York State in 1988, got a license in New Jersey in 1993, became a sole proprietor and working essentially in Bergen and Passaic counties since 1999.
Licenses are up to date.
My licenses are up to date. Everything's good.
Thank you.
Accepted.
Mr. Blank is professionally carrying out.
Accepted.
Thank you.
Chairman. Okay, Chris, if you would, give an overview of the plans, and we're going to take a look at the planner and the engineer's review.
Okay, yeah, what we're proposing is the property on the that's the east side of the street.
That is something.
It's just short of 5,000 square feet. It's 50 by 96 or, 60, but 50 by 96 and change. So it's just shy of 5,000 square feet. There's an existing, we'll call it a dwelling, if you will. There's an existing house structure pretty much in the middle towards the front. And it's a 2.5 story. And there's a 1-story portion at the bottom, at the front of the building. You can kind of see on the photograph I included. And the rest behind it is a kind of a 2-story. As we heard, it is a little bit of outdated. Nothing wrong with the building structurally, it's fine, but it's just outdated. It's been around. And what we're proposing is just kind of filling in that front portion as 1 stories, making it 2 stories. It has these little wings that makes it look like we were talking about a foot wider or so. It essentially completes the square. We tried to square off the building and just kind of keep the same footprint it has with the couple little corners filled in. So what that does is that gives us about a 1,288 square foot footprint. Again, for a 5,000 square foot property. It was eyesight as I used to. That gives us the building coverage of about 26%, where 40% is required in the district. So we're not an oversized building by any means. It's not too tall. It's not too many stories. We are complying with we are complying with the front yard setback where 10 feet is required. We're proposing 12. Complying with the rear yard setback but there is one side yard setback of 5.6. That is just non-conformity with the side yard. Other than that, all the bulk variances are kind of maintained. What we have in the rear is a parking area. Again, it's a 50-foot wide property, so we have 5 spaces across to make 5 parking spaces. What we're proposing to do to the building is to turn it into a 2-family residence, 1 family on the 1st floor, 1 family on the 2nd floor. Again, with the 1,288 footprint, they're 1,288 square foot each, minus the stairs and the common areas. And that turns into a living, kitchen, 3 bedrooms, and 2 bathrooms on each floor. We're going with a kind of a open concept as far as the kitchen, living, dining area, basically at both the fronts, with the 3 bedrooms and the 2 bathrooms towards the rear, giving them each their own laundry closet, if you will, as well. So I think they're pretty well self-contained units. And essentially, we have a basement that'll be for mechanicals or storage, and that'll be unusable as far as living space. And again, as we spoke, the site, the building, and everything of that matter will be upgraded. The house is, again, it's dated, it's not necessarily falling apart, but it is dated. So it will be upgraded as far as the siding, windows, things of that nature, and the site as well with the sidewalks, the driveways, the curbing, landscaping, things of that nature.
And just confirming on the records, it did come up in one of the review letters that there will be no living space, as you mentioned, in the basement area, but that would just serve as the openings.
Correct.
Yeah, it would give an overview of the elevations and the materials to be used.
Yeah, then the exterior will be siding, whether we choose the cement board or vinyl, but it'll be a nice new siding, nice new work to go with it. We're using bigger, more current kind of double hung windows, hanging them together, the gable style roof and things of that nature to give it a, you know, a residential look, but it could easily fit within a, I'm not gonna say an urban, but a suburban surrounding. And again, it's not too bulky, it's not in your face, and it doesn't look like a UFO, it looks like a house.
Thank you. I have approval.
Front and rear door access, you have a back door,
Pardon me?
you have a back door?
We do. Since the parking is in the rear, we've created a back door. We've also acknowledged that we want to, you know, address the street. We put a door in the front as well. So the first floor unit will actually have the two accesses.
How do you get to the upstairs apartment?
There's, to the back door, there's a staircase that goes straight up to the second floor.
Okay, can you discuss landscaping at all?
Sure, yeah, currently there are these horrible white rocks that Mr. Kovalar has asked me, and the applicant doesn't like them either. It's really throwing up the whole streetscape, and there was a big garish sign that was put up, whether that was ever permitted, I don't know. But the sign's gone already, it's in the back, and the white rock will be replaced with very nice landscaping and plantings in the front. And it's sort of matching Riley's property, and what I like about this is that going to give a little bit of an offset to the streetscape that's there. A lot of those properties are built closer to the road than the 10 feet. This is not being proposed to do that. And we use the opportunity to landscape that and also in the back as well.
You're gonna redo the driveways, walkways, the curbing.
Yeah, it's certainly neat.
Did you go over the engineer's report?
Yeah, I mean, we can go over it deep. We're in agreement, I reviewed it with the client, like we're in agreement with the comments. There's some things that we have to look into. There is, you know, some sort of a drywall system that you probably noted there.
Right.
That seems like it was probably done at, you know, at some iteration, seems like it will function well, but it needs to, that needs to be looked at. We will take a look at that. And, we're in agreement with the other comments, Mr. Kovalar's and Mr.
I have no further questions to the architect. Mr. Kovalar, do you have any comments?
Just as
Questions?
far as the landscaping goes, can you provide some more specifics as to the type of plants or shrubs or trees?
Right.
that,
But I don't think there'll be any full-size trees, so to speak. I mean, there are some substantial shrubs there now, so it will be kind of more in the shrubs and the, you know, probably in the flowers and kind of little lower plantings, probably, I don't know how you describe it. Layered, if you will, so some of the taller ones are in the back, but by taller things, I mean less than 8 feet tall, they'll be.
Submit a plan, and there is an intention for a street tree. So in front of 178, you see there are two polymer maples there. They're planned for one, the board asked for that at 194, at 198, and also for Papas's property, so it creates some shade trees. So there's room for a shade tree in front, in between the curb and the sidewalk. And
That's different than there won't be a shade tree in between the sidewalk. Are you going to do that? Are you going to
Yes.
consider, you're going to meet with the Shade Tree Commission? Give us some insight.
Yeah, I would think that we would put the same, we did meet with the Shade Tree Commission on 178, and they recommended the columnar maples, they were planted. And I think that we would probably do the same, but we're open to their suggestions. And we
Okay.
can make this conditioned upon, you know, their approval. I agree with Mr. Blake, I don't think there's room for a tree actually on the property. I think we'll keep the streetscape so the trees, create a bit of a canopy there.
I like that. That's good. I think it's a good use of the property. Any other comments?
As far as lighting goes, the wall mounted lights proposed, are they going to be on a timer or a motion detector?
Yeah, I think we would have wall packs on the building themselves, on a timer or, or set to go off when they're dark. Yeah, we'll make sure we do that and it'll be the type that doesn't spill onto the neighbor's property. We'll keep it on our property.
Any questions?
That's all I
from the
have,
board?
Chairman.
Ready?
The attic, will there be any accessibility or use of the attic space at
No,
all?
I'm sure, look, well, not sure, but I imagine there'll be a air handling unit for the second floor up there, but that's all just mechanical. Not even storage, I would say.
So like a drop down staircase kind of deal or just,
Again, if it needs one for the mechanical access, but that would be the only reason.
okay.
The
Eric-
condensers, that are outside along the southerly, property line. How is that going to be enclosed?
We could obviously put fencing or something like that around there. I would imagine they would want to stay in the same location for.
It's the narrow side of your property.
It is.
It's.
It is, but the driveway takes up the other side, so it's a win situation.
I'm not saying remove, I'm not
No,
requesting.
but you're right. We could definitely put up screening, if landscaping, it's tight, so if landscaping is not the perfect solution, then some kind of little fencing. 3 foot, 3 or 4 foot type fencing.
Screening is what we're looking for. Good.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mr. Chairman, I'm just speaking with the applicant. Have you showed on the plans a dumpster, and that was when this was conceived as,
Yeah, that was my next question.
four unit? I think that it would be really unnecessary. We don't typically see that. The two-family next door just uses, large garbage cans. I don't think we need to have a dumpster here. The board wants it, the applicant's willing to do it, but it would be waste.
Mike, you have any thoughts on that?
I think if a dumpster, could be unsightly, for an area and doesn't, be maintained. If it could be handled through, smaller garbage, being wheeled out to the curb, I think that would be acceptable.
I accept that. There aren't any further questions of the architect. May I have a motion to open up the meeting to the public?
Make a motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Meeting is now open to the public. Anyone wishing to come up and address the board, please do so at this time. There being no one coming up from the public, I close the meeting to the public. John, you got some use variance to discuss?
Okay, so yeah, let's chat about that a little bit. So when I looked at the resolution from 10 years ago, I thought maybe this board did what was done at the building, I think it was 61 Walnut, where the Star Animal Rescue is. So the board at that time approved a residence upstairs, but they also put in the resolution that you don't have to come back to the board if you want to make this a two-family. That's not the case here. So that necessitated us to have to come to the board and to ask for the D1 variance. But I view it differently than having to ask for it because we're like halfway there. But they didn't, the board at that time, whenever that was done, and it was probably more than 10 years ago, did not put that in the resolution. So, we're here under 40:55D, and we're looking at, what are the benefits of the application. And I think in this case, under the code, that we can show that there are benefits here, especially in terms of the aesthetics. So, we look at, the advancement of appropriate population densities. We see a lot of multifamily that's happening here, but this, I think, fills a niche. These are very high-end units, larger units. They can accommodate someone that may not want to be in a corridor building. They have their own entrances, so they almost feel more like, your own condo or townhouse. And I think that's something that is unique and would speak to appropriate population densities. Then with respect to just a variety of uses within a neighborhood, I think this also fits that bill. This is something unique and it gives a variety of uses. We have a lot of mixed-use buildings. We do have some two families in this area. and in the neighborhood behind it. And I think that also fills that requirement. And then also in section 2I, that what would be advanced is to provide a desirable visual environment. And I think that's the biggest justification in that it's definitely needs, it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. You're gonna have a corridor of all new sidewalks and new trees and brand new buildings. And then you're left with, these white rocks that look like you're down the shore and this ugly sign and building that I think has exceeded its useful life. And this will give that a brand new appearance. So with regard to the variance relief, I think that it's able to be granted without forget a substantial detriment, without any detriment to the public good. And I think the board would be able to, based upon the evidence presented tonight, permit this application sufficient with the requirements for the D variance. The C variance is so minor, it's literally 33 square feet. It's just squaring off the building. But I think the same arguments can be made, and that the board can grant this, the same arguments for the D1 variance can be granted, 2E, 2G, 2I, all of these also would be justification for this tiny, small C variance. We have seen that the applicant puts a lot of detail architecturally and landscaping wise into the property, and that will be continued here. And it's a really very nice continuation of what we're seeing on Route 23. It's really, it's made such a positive difference, and it's so nice to see them actually get constructed. So I hope the board agrees, and we're here for further questions. The applicant is here, and I hope the board sees fit to approve the application, and we thank you for your time.
You didn't identify the C variance, it's for minimum side yard.
The C variance is
Can
for
you
the,
clarify?
yeah, it's an additional 33 square feet on the minimum side yard.
You state 33 square feet, but 12 feet is required, 5.6. I have no idea what E and C means.
Yes, so
And that's being caused primarily by the two-story addition on the top going in.
yes, and also the ground, and the ground. Like as, they're not up anymore, but it was like their wings, when Mr. Trapanese built the addition to the front, for whatever reason, he didn't square it off with the original house, so it left a small area on either side. On the side of the driveway, we don't have the variance. On the other side, on the southern side, we do have the variance.
Any other questions for the board? Mr. Brigliadoro, would you summarize?
Yes. So the applicant requires D1 use variance because the use is not permitted in the zone. John, so can you just address how this site is particularly suitable for this? Convert the use to.
Sure.
whole residential
So
use?
the site was originally a residence. The board approved another a mixed-use building, which was more intense. So this use is quite suitable with respect to justifying the D variance for this particular use.
Any negative criteria?
No, Chairman, we don't see any negative. In fact, we think that these
I
are.
just want you to state that for the record.
Yes, these are substantial positive attributes of this building. And I think that it's going to fit in quite nicely, given that there's the identical use right next door.
Thank you.
Thank
Any further questions of the board?
But it's not on there, just, so you need a D1 use variance to convert this to a two-family residential dwelling. The C variance you need is for the side yard setback.
Correct.
6.2 feet, reading 12. And I guess it's an existing setback of 5.6 feet on the other side, right?
Yes.
So was the 5.6 feet, has that been granted previously, or you need that too?
It's it was granted initially, now that we're squaring off the building, that's the addition that we're asking for.
You don't need site plan approval because single family and two family homes are exempt from site. I know you took the step and actually noticed for it, but you
Right. Yeah, we did that just to be conservative.
And you're gonna comply with all terms and conditions contained in the board engineer's review report, as you've indicated on the record. You'll contact, the tree commission, Little
Correct.
Falls, to make sure you get their blessing. They'll submit a landscaping plan, subject to the review and approval of Mr. Vogelars.
Correct.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
May I have a second?
No.
I just wanted to get,
Yes.
right, so you need 5 affirmative votes. So does any board member, you believe that the questions that you have all been answered? Is there any additional information you think that you need from the applicant, or are you ready to go through?
We have a motion and we have a second. Please poll the board.
Thank you. Should we drag all that?
Rocco made the motion, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Second by.
I believe it was Michael.
I'll do it now,
Just do it now, okay.
second.
Mr. Karas,
Yes.
Ms. Cataldo,
Yes.
Mr. Poshis.
Yes.
Mr. Rima,
Yes.
Mr. Kilpatrick.
Chair votes yes, the application is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you to everyone on the board that came tonight. I'm very appreciative. Giants game doesn't start day 20. Look forward to. Yankees are over. Is Barbarella coming in November or?
Haven't heard.
Okay, thank you. We are expecting the application by Kirk's. Old business? New business? May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.